Mayday! Mayday! Can anyone hear me? If you can hear me, please respond to this communication. This is the captain of the Lux Aeterna. I'm conducting maneuvers north of black hole NGC 1277 and have been struck by a meteor. It has torn through the ship and all major systems are failing. I'm doing what I can to fix it, but I fear we don't have long. If there's anyone out there, help me, please. Mayday! Mayday!
The only light in the cockpit is the rainbow illumination of the warning systems. They're telling you that the ship is about to be sucked into the black hole. Oxygen is low, a stable internal gravity is gone, and unless you can fix the ship, you'll be drawn into the singularity and stretched into eternity. You cannot know if your plea for help made it to sentient, benevolent ears. Your life rests in your own hands. You push yourself into the dark body of the ship, steely determined. This is your last chance.
Hi everybody, my name is Harry Jacobs. I am the North of 60 Gamer, and let me tell you, this is what we're looking at today, Lux Aeterna. Just a couple of weeks ago we did, what's it called, Elf Knoll? Which was a next one after this game, taking place in a kind of a Cthulhu-ish like background. This one is based similarly a card game. It's a solo game, takes about 15 minutes from Tony Boydell. It is from Capstone Games, I think. CG, what does CG stand? Capstone Games, got it right. It is for one player, 15 minutes, ages 10 and up. So we're going to take a look at what is in the box, and we might as well continue open. You know, this isn't a big deal to go right to... There's a really good narrative. You know how I like narratives. I think narratives really have to build you a strong game when you're playing, as well as strong... I am weakened from just getting out of the hospital. Yay! There we are. I'm taking the shrink wrap off. Yeah, I spent that unexpected week in the hospital. What was supposed to be basically go in, have the operation, stay overnight, have 1 day of rest, and come home. Turned out to be 6 days in the hospital. I can't say that that was an overly thrilling experience, and I have never tasted food like that. I have been to other hospitals, and this food was the worst food that I ever tasted. In fact, most times I didn't even know what they were serving. Looking down going like, hey, here's a sandwich. There's 2 pieces of mystery meat in between some what looks like Wonder Bread. Oh boy, come on. I try not to do this with my game, but it cracked. Like I broke an edge. That's very sad. You can see there's some decks, and there's some dice, and there's a spaceship, and cards. Plenty of cards. Now this is an interesting size. What size are these? They are bigger. So there will be no sleeving of cards, because as far as I know, and these are the 63.5, 64 by 88, 89 sleeves, and these are just the Ultra Pro cheapo sleeves. That is a really weird size. So I'm never happy when I see that with the non-standard size sleeves. Somebody thinks, oh, we have to make them bigger than they normally are, or whatever, right? Okay, well, in which case then let's just get it open. I'm sad now because I can't sleeve my cards. I'll have to go take a look and see if I can find some weird side sleeve. But for now, let's take a look. So here's the sequence. We have a sequence that says, draw 4 cards, choose cards from an event, action, speed, and cache, resolve the event, apply the actions, move your starship, save to cache, discard, check for end of game. And then there's all your different types of systems. So there's a number of systems each, I believe. Okay, and I'll show you those when we play. And then we have, there's the little, this is the little wee tracker. So you can see where you start influences the bonus, right? So if you start up here, make the game a little easier, +5, that's the normal start, and then you can always move it up, or I guess you could move it down, you know, if you wanted to start down here and give yourself lots of time. I think it plays pretty quickly. There's a real balancing out between saving systems versus letting systems go, and that might have a little bit to do with what the consequences might be if you are actually playing the game. So if we look at this system here, it says, once only, shuffle the 8 set aside cards into the main deck. Or, ouch, once only, remove the top 4 cards of the main deck from this game. So in one case, you're making it a little harder, one case you're making it easy. So there's negative consequences versus, here it is, shuffle the glitch card in, no effect. So, and we'll talk about the glitches. So we don't see the glitches here. These are just our systems. Okay, we have our little thing that tracks things. We have the event. This is important to understand because what we're going to be doing is putting cards around this and playing, basically choosing cards from our hand and then taking an event, an action, a speed, and then putting something for cash and then bringing it up. So basically after the first turn, you'll be able to look about at 5 cards, and then you decide really what 3 cards. Once we go through the deck, if we survive, we actually win if we don't hit the black hole. If any 4 systems go dead, then we will lose the game. So basically, we really have to have 3 systems working in order to win the game before we smack into the black hole, or 4 systems go down. Oh my gosh, so much to do from what I understand. And you can see each cards there. There's the incident cards. There should be 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It says 8, but oh, that must be the card too. This one gets set aside. Doesn't get move your starship force bases. Lose 10 points at the end of the game. Oh my god. Eesh. Boy, I would not want to be the one that has to run into that one. Which, of course, we probably will. Let's take a look what else we have here. Oh, damn. Did you see that? Oh, my God. Don't tell my wife. She will freak out. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah, we'll clean this table up. So here are the cards, basically, and in the cards you can see there's a number up here that works with the event that says that we are going to take down the yellow system by 1. We are going to go, if we use it for the speed, we're going to go 3 speed towards the black hole, and here it is, move 2 away from the black hole. So that's the positive effect or the action effect. And all of them, that's pretty much it is. Refill the crypto keys, things like that. Look to channel opener. Search the deck and remove the first glitch. These are the good ones you want. And of course, these are our orange cards. So there are what the cards. So what happens is we're going to seed the deck with a number of these cards, up to 6 actually. And I think you can put 4 in to make it easier. 4 is sort of the standard game. And then you're going to put some in the box. You're also going to take 8 cards out of the master deck as well. So that the you know that at least there's 8 cards that aren't going to show up, and you just saw one of these things that allowed us to put that back. So the negative effect was take those 8 cards and put it in. You don't necessarily. That's not a bad thing actually. You really want to keep this deck. You want to go through this deck faster. So anything that allows you to churn cards is a good thing, because if you can churn cards and still be alive, so if you have 3 systems sitting there negative, but you haven't fixed that, and for 1 more system left in the sort of towards the fix, you're really gonna have to turn your cards to get to the end of the deck. But that is just what we're seeing here in Lux Aeterna. Okay, and then they say try to improve your score. White on black is fine. I usually they do that white on brown. It's a little small font for me, but that's okay. And then what else do we got here? Oh, look at that. Things that we can do. And we have that. And of course, we have our systems. And each system, we're going to take 1 of the 5 systems. So each system we're going to take, we're going to move 1. So this is going to sort of drive. So if we talk about these negative and positive effects, here's the one that we saw earlier. Each one of these cards is shuffle the 8 set cards into your main deck. Makes your deck bigger. We don't make you out there longer here. You can remove 4 of the dock, and these are the various systems. So that's a power system. Here's a comm system. Draw 3 cards each turn. Ooh, that's a negative effect, right? If you destroy this, instead of going 4, you're going to do 3. You're going to have to make some hard choices. The other one is draw 5 cards each turn. Again, turning that deck faster. Engineering, increase all movement towards the black hole by 1, and then that's a no effect. Here's one, collapse the lowest value system if it's more than 1 you choose. That means just boom, gone. The system is gone. So that's kind of what the game is all about. So let's, I'm going to take a moment and get things sort of set up here, and we're going to play the game. So here we are. The first thing we're going to do is select one of each of the 6 systems of the ship that we are going to do. So we're going to grab a navigation, and we're just going to give that a bit of a shuffle. Take one, put it back in the box. Then we'll take looks like memory core, RAM. Yep, it says RAM. And we'll take this one, put that back in the box. Looks like we have some life support here. Again, I wish I could sleeve them, but I don't know what freaking size sleeves these are. They're not standard. They're just a touch bigger than normal. And nothing else seems to fit, but that's okay. Okay, we have engineering and communications. And the power. Ooh. And of course, again, the idea of the game is to at least survive, fix 3 of these up, and before the end of the game, which is basically, there is a timer mechanism. I'm not going to do that. Actually, what I might do is set the timer, but you can play with a 15-minute timer. That just gives you a little bit more pressure to do something, but since this is really a first playthrough, I'm not going to hurt myself. Oh, wait a minute, and power. Whoops. I put the one I wanted back in the box, and what did I do here? Okay, we'll throw the power on top. Yeah, I did throw the one back in the box and not take one, so there we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay these out. Here we are. So the power. Let's see. It says, whenever you flip a dice from 1 to 6, the system becomes operational. So that's a really nice one to have. So that's a positive effect. And then here we have, it cannot use the flipping of the dice. So that is our power. And we're going to adjust down as far as we can go here. The communication says, once only you can add 1 to a dice. Once only, subtract 1 from a dice. So I imagine that's a one-time use right at the time in which you're going to use it. Engineering says, this card will be assigned to speed. The card you assign to speed has a value of 1 for the rest of the game. Perfect. This one says 3. So polar opposites, really. The nav says, under repair systems are worth +2 each at the end of the game instead of +1. The collapse systems are worth -3. Ew. Ew. All event cards are reduced by 1 for the rest of the game. All damage is reduced by 1 for the rest of the game. That's always good. All event damage is increased by 1, and that's our life module. And our memory module, once only, we roll all dice on a system card. We roll all dice on system cards. Collapse any system rolls a 1, otherwise set it to 2. Huh. That's a negative effect. Okay, so that's our cards. Now we're going to set our dice on. Now we set these to 2. So you don't start out at a really nice spot. So what we're going to do now, I wish the dice were just a touch bigger. There's a 2. I don't know if I have any 6-sided dice that would make this easier for two. We might take a look. I might have something. Two. They could have probably put in. Whoops. Now I don't know how color blind friendly any of this is. Anybody out there who can make a comment on it, please feel free to say so below. There we go. Great. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go off and see if I have dice. So you can see I've put out the spaceship. I have changed the dice. Pretend that's an orange dice. They have orange pip. The blue dices I have don't even have pips. And of course this, I've changed this to yellow. It's kind of a whitish or an off-white, but you know what? I think it reads better than those smaller dice for what we're doing here. We have set at 5. You want to make the game harder, pick another spot and start your ship from there. You can make it easier. It all has to do with the bonus at the end. And again, the idea is not to run there. We have our glitch cards, which we'll tell you about in a moment. So the first thing that we'll do, let me just take it to, you can see everything is not necessarily done. So I'm going to let's go off camera really, really quickly and give this a shuffle before we do anything else with it. So what I did was match the number of systems, 6, put 6 piles down, went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till there were no more cards, and I started shuffling the first, shuffle the second and the first, third and the first, blah, blah, blah. So we should have a better random distribution now of these cards. If not, it could be a very short game. Then what we're going to do is take 8 random cards. 1, 2, 7, and 8. And guess what? They're out of the game. Now, there are some of these cards here that will bring these back, but I don't know if we will have that, and we'll cross that bridge if we get there. Then what we're going to do is make 4 equal piles again. So let's just go off and I'll show you what we do with the 4 equal. We're back. So I have my 4 equal piles. I'm going to put the first pile over here. What I'm going to do now is take the card out of here. That may come back to haunt us, so we're just going to put that over here if we need it. There is a nice little reference card right here. There we go. And then we have 6. What we're going to do is take 4 of these. So I'm going to put 1, 1, 1, and we'll put 1 in there. We're going to mix these up anyway. Now, you're going to know what's coming up because they are orange. It was done apparently on purpose. So we're going to just stack that up. Stack that up. Stack that up. And we certainly want to give them a shuffle. We want to hopefully a fairly good distribution of glitch cards. Okay. So you can see though, you really can't, if you're shuffling and you're not looking at the edges, you can kind of see the glitch cards. There they are there. But let's try to do that. Okay, so I think we've got something good. If not, well, we'll just deal with it. Okay, then we put the bit on the top. Now, because we're teaching, well, let me just put this out over to here a little bit. Because we're teaching, I am not going to put the timer on because it doesn't make sense. Maybe what I'll do is come back after I teach this game and we'll do another round in another video where I just put the timer on and I'm really not going to talk much. You can just watch me play and I'll just try to, talk myself through stuff. And you can see here we have our 4 components. We have event, action, speed, and cash. And these all have to do with the cards as we explained earlier. So the first thing we're going to do is draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus if I said it for 15 minutes and I'm talking to everybody here, it really doesn't make a lot of sense for me to time, right? Because I want to take time to explain the cards and things like that. So let's go over and take a look at what we have. Well, we have a couple of systems. We have a heat bursting. So let's take a look at this really quickly. So 1 here has to do with this event. So the 1 says that we could reduce this by 1 if we used it here. Let's go back over here. And this says here, if we go here, the action is add 1 to a dice, add 1 to a dice. So we could confirm to put that down to 1 and then put that to 2 to save it. What else do we have here? An orange. Move 2 away from the black hole. Don't necessarily need that right away. CPU, add 2 dice to, add 2 to a dice. Okay. And that's a good one, though, to move, because you can see it's only one black hole, right? So, So I think we've had a pretty good start. So I think I like the idea. This is very, very helpful. So let's take a look at the engineering system here. It says, this card you assign to speed has a value of 1 for the rest of the game. The card you assign to the speed, I think that's a system we really would like to keep. So the other one might be to take one on the orange. So let's take a look at the orange here. CPU binding. Flip the main deck completely. The top visible card counts as a hand. So that's one of the ones I think we really would like to keep. So we're going to be working with the pink or the blue. Yeah, okay. So at +2 to any dice. This would be amazing to get very, very quickly. So I think what we're going to do is take... okay, we'll save that for next turn. I don't want to take... I'm going to take an event. Will be the one here. The action will be to add 2 to a dice. The speed... I'd like to keep that, but ooh, let's do that because I like the idea of this cash for the time being. That's how we work it. Then what we do is we solve it. So we take this one, and we take that one. We'll just put it off to the side. We're going to take this one that says add 2 to any dice, and I think this is the one we want to go for. So this is going to take us to 4. So there's a real balancing act here. 4. Speed, so we're now zooming away towards the black hole, and that is the cache. So basically after this turn, you're basically be looking at 5 cards. That is a single turn. So we'll take 4 more cards, 2, 3, and 4. This becomes part of my pool because it's cached for this turn. And what do we have? We have an orange system. Flip a dice to the opposite face, not 1 to a 6. So we can get any one of these 2 to 5s. That's nice. We can afford to take that down one if we want. Let's see what else we have here. Sleep in the evac part. Search the deck and remove the first glitch. Oh my gosh. I think that's the action. We can afford to lose 1 on the orange. I don't mind losing 1 here. That's 1 in cash. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 1 down on our orange. That's okay, 3. So we're going to take this action, which is basically says search for the first glitch and bail it. Glitches are a bad thing. Let's just go down till we see a glitch. Ooh, I don't know where the glitches are. There it is. We'll just take that out and put it away. Gone. We're going to go up 1, and this card we didn't use, so that's the way it goes. Into the garbage. That's our cash for the next turn. So we're always going to lose a card. Keep a cash, and then we're going to lose basically 2 cards every turn, basically. And then you can see we will just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, 4. Sorry. Try to keep these up where you can see them a little bit here. It's a little smushed for room. So if we can get something here that will really help. What's this one here? This says, take a card from the cache, use its action, then return it to the cache. Whew. Except this is the cache card in the cache. So not very helpful, but we could potentially put it there and leave it there. If I had picked it up when yeah, that made sense. Move closer to the black hole, then add 1 to a die. Well, that's... We don't want to take out 2 for the yellow. That's not going to be good. 1 for gray. Move 2 away from the black hole. Flip a dice to the opposite directions. I do like this one. So we're going to take a hit on the 1 on the calm. Here we go. I like the idea of flipping a dice. We can't flip a 1 though. I like this. And I like that. So there we go. First thing we do, that's going to go down to a 1. Da, 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 da. Flip a dice. So we've got a few choices here. We know we like the pink, but let's go over to here and pop this up to a 5. Perfect. We've got our speed is 1, so we're really not speeding along too badly, and that's our cash. So there's an interesting one. We could go closer to the black hole, but still up a dice. If we can get that to 7. 0. Ooh. Oh, this one says, take -3 off one dice, give 3 to another dice. Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Swap 2 dice. This one is re-roll a die. We might do that. Yeah, I'm not going to take -3 off to give something to a -3. See, now you can see the decisions that we have to make here. Well, this has a power 0, so we could do that. Not useful. So that just remains me neutral for a turn anyway. Do I want to sacrifice 2 for a +1? Re-roll a dice. Move 1 closer to the black hole, then add 1 to a dice. Might cash that, though I kind of like the re-rolling a dice. And disable the thruster limited. So we're playing pretty conservatively. Okay, here we're going to take no damage. Bing, bang, which says re-roll a dice. Let's just see. So let's go with our pink system here. We're going to re-roll it. Let's hope for like a 6 would be really nice. 4, okay. That gives us some flexibility. We're going to move closer, and that's the turn. And 4 more cards. We got lots of life. I want to get that up. Flip a dice to an opposite face. Oh, I think that's going to be worth it because it doesn't say there's no restriction. That could go from a 1 to a 6. Add or subtract 1 from a dice. Well, I think we're gonna. This looks like a good one for an action. Okay, I don't mind doing that. Boy, I'm getting lucky here. I go 1 or 2. Might as well go 1. Okay, starting from here, no issues. 2, flip a dice from its opposite face. There's no restrictions, so we're going to take our comms and we're just going to go right to 6. Again, we're going to move up, and we're going to draw 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We may have to make some hard decisions. That could be powerful towards the end, but you can see we're slowly making our way. So we don't have a ton of turns here. We could add 1 to a dice. Let's see which way we're going to go here. Move 1 closer to the black hole and add 1 to a dice. Well, I don't know why I wouldn't just add 1 to a dice. Okay, so I think that would be it. 2. We could afford to lose 2 here. Or 1 on the blue. We could afford to lose 1 on the blue, maybe. We're going to do, well, might as well just do 1 here. We're going to do the 1. 4 closer. Might do that. Move 2 away from black hole. Let's do that. Ooh, these are both 3s. So either I take a 3 or put a 0 here. Well, that's a possibility. And we'll put that in the cash. That makes sense. That's the move away for 2. Again, you don't see it off screen, but that's what it says there. First thing we'll do, our blue is now down to 1. We're not in bad shape. I don't move 1, add 1 to any +1 on a dice. So I'm going to take that dice right there, and I'm going to make that a fix it basically. And we have our first system fixed, and it says add only once, add 1 to each dice. So this becomes a 6. 3 goes to 4. A 4 goes to 5. A 1 goes to 2. Phew. And a 2 goes to a 3. So we're in really good shape. We go 0 on that one. Then putting it on the upright here, the comms tells us that we fixed it. If the black side is up, it says that we didn't fix it. 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flip a dice to its opposite side. It doesn't have a restriction, but not that I need to do that. So that doesn't. Search the deck and remove a glitch. That certainly sounds promising. Search the deck and remove a deck glitch. What do we have here? We have move 2 away from a black hole. I don't perceive myself as a big problem right now. Swap 2 dice. Don't see that as an issue, so we'll just put that there for the 1. For the energy, 2 orange. I'd like to keep that 2 orange if I can. Well, I could go down 2 orange. Flip the dice to its opposite side. I don't really need that. Okay. You can see where analysis paralysis. This game is not meant. I think we're going to remove that glitch. Switch the deck and remove the first glitch. There's another glitch right there. And this is a -1. So I like that. Okay, so we're going to do -1, 2, 3. We are going to look for the first glitch. What did I do with the glitches? They're really far down at the bottom there. I got lucky, I must admit. Okay. We are going to move 1 closer to the black hole. And that is our cache. And guess what? 4 more cards. Now let's see if we can flip this life. Where a spacesuit? Swap 2? Nope. Reroll a dice. That might be a good one if I had something low. Now I can no longer put calm events here because there's nothing to approve here. So that's just a word of warning. You can see I don't have any calm in my hand, but as we repair or lose systems, there can't be any events. So it gets a little bit harder here. So reroll a dice. I don't really want to do that. Search the decks for another glitch. Swap 2. Reroll a dice. Ooh. Nothing here I really want to do. So I think we'll search for that a glitch. The green over here for just 1 movement. Okay, we'll put 1 over here. And search. We'll put that there. Okay. Starting there, we're going to go from to 2. We are now going to search for the next glitch. And there are only 4 glitches, so there it is. 2 of them were together there. So we're handling this very well. We're going to go 1 step closer to the black hole, and we have our next. Let's get our 4 cards. We only have 1 system. If we can go through the cards just the way they look today, we will win. Okay. We can -2 a dice to +2 a dice. Yeah, so that might have some benefit. Flip a dice to its opposite side. Not really needed. Search the deck for another glitch. That's not really needed. Reroll a dice. I'm going to do exactly that. So let's take this as an action. Because what I'll do is I'm going to -2 this, and that'll make it a 6 and then a 7. We have an orange. We can't put the comm there. Search the deck. 0 fuel injector. I don't need that really. Search the deck and remove the first glitch. What we might do is use that here. Use that there. And we can take our orange system down 1. Okay, that sounds like a plan. So the first thing I'm going to do, take this down to a 3. Now we're kind of skirting this, skirting it a bit, but there we go. There's a 3. Then we're going to -2, so that takes it down to a 1. But this takes it to a 6, and then off it goes. So now we have whatever this specialty is. It says, the card you assign to the speed has a value of 1 for the rest of the game, which is very helpful. I assume that 0 still stands. We've taken the feedback loop, we're not moving, and that is the end of the turn. Okay, again now we are limited to these systems in terms of the events, the power, the navigation, the life, and the memory, which I'm assuming is the computer. We still have a number of turns, including a glitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll put these into our hand. Flip a dice to its opposite side. That would do nicely here. Move 2 away from the black hole. I kind of like that one too at this point. but I don't perceive an issue. Add 1 to a dice. Oh, right there would give us our third system. So I like that. As long as we let's just take a look though. We still have a yellow system that we can deal with. So we can take the yellow system down 1. Yeah, I think I'll cache that one. Put that here. Cache this one. And minimally is a 1. Minimally is a 1. Okay. So we're going to start here. Yellow is going to go down to a 2. Add 1 to a dice. It does not restrict me from 2 to 6. So we will, or else it would tell me. So I'm just going to take that up. Add 1 to this dice, which means our life is now done. All event damage is reduced by 1 for the rest of the game. Well, that's going to make life so much easier. We're going to move closer. And we have our cache. Now, I have fixed 3 systems. Let me check what the rules say. It's kind of like Alf Null. You know, it's a double-edged sword. Now, technically, I have enough to win. Unfortunately, we haven't collapsed any. So, I think one of the things we're going to want to do is start looking like we want to collapse. We can certainly repair these systems as well. If we want, or we just collapse them. It might be easier to collapse them at this point before we hit the planet there. So let's just aim for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like Alf Null, when I played the first time, you realize that you can't have anything in discard, you can't have anything here, you can't have anything there, and you'd win. Even though you've summoned the big guy, you still have win conditions to meet. So we can't use the pink here, which is fine. So I'm okay taking this down to 0, which will collapse that system. I'm okay to do that, and that's worth a 1. And what's that one here? We can just, so I flip the dice to its opposite face. I don't really care that much about that, or that can go flip the dice to its opposite face without, but not a 1, 2, or 6. Okay, so I'm going to put that in our cache for now. 2, so that's going to collapse this negatively though. And it says, collapsed systems are worth -3 at the end of the game. Ouch. Maybe that's not the system I should be looking at collapsing at this second. Maybe I could repair it. Let's just take a look here. 2, no, pink, yellow. Oh, I could probably, or orange. I could collapse orange. What's the negative effect here? Dice, once only reroll all dice on system cards. Collapse any system rolls a 1, otherwise set it to 2. Ah, well, I think I can live with that. Let's go to collapse the orange instead. There we go. We're going to collapse the orange instead. So we're going to collapse the orange. And then it says re-roll all the other dice. So 2, basically we're going to reset these to 2. Okay, that works just well. This says move 2 away from the perfect, takes us back. Move 1, takes us forward. Now again, all I've got to do is turn cards. And I think there's about 2 turns left. 1, 2, oh, there's the glitch. 3 and 4. Should have got rid of that glitch, I guess. So we have to resolve the glitch. You cannot take an action this turn, carry out event, move, and cache as usual. So I can't have an event. Well, I don't think that hurts me particularly badly, because we do want to collapse systems. I think we want to move fairly quickly, so I'm going to collapse our blue system. There's no cache, so we're going to go to any one of these cards will do. Add 1 to a dice. I don't care. Flip a dice to the opposite. I don't care. Move closer to the black hole. Don't care. Yeah, I kind of care. We're going to go with that, and then we'll cache. And flip the dice. Okay, we'll do that just because. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to collapse the yellow. I was trying to avoid that, but we're going to collapse the yellow. Cannot use, oh, I see, cannot flip a dice or 2 to 6. can't re-roll a dice or flip a dice that and from just flip a dice that isn't a 1 or 6. Okay, we still will just need to move that one closer. That's pretty much it. We have no more glitches, and all we have to do is collapse the navigation. I don't know why I have 4 cards. Oh, probably because of that. Okay, well, that's fine. We have blue. We have nothing in blue that we can do here. Flip the dice to its opposite side. Well, we could try to move it. Move 4 away from the black hole. Add 1 to a dice. Nope. Search the decks for a glitch. Not useful. Calm. So we can't use the yellows. We can't use that. We can't use that. We don't have anything that we can bring to bear to take that down to 2. We are, believe it or not, if this isn't collapsed by the time we end the game, which is the next turn, we lose. All that would be for nothing. There's no card I can put here at this point. Adding 1 to a dice isn't going to help me. Flipping a dice to its opposite side isn't going to help me. And I don't know why we have. I shouldn't be there. And then we have a calm, which isn't going to help us at the end there. So actually, at the end of all of this, we have lost. Because the winning condition states right in the book that the winning condition, and I will read that to you if you want. It says, when you have repaired 3 or more systems, while all the other systems have collapsed, so that no systems are under repair. So despite us repairing 3 of the 6 systems, collapsing 2 of the systems, we have a system under repair. We've just run out of time. We have lost the game. And that's like Alf Knoll. That, oh, look at that, we've got the 3, and then we've summoned the big guy, but yet I still have cards in my discard pile, so I didn't get rid of every card. This is a nice little game. So much fun. So much fun. So let's go up and let's have some final thoughts around the game itself. So here we are. We are back. Some final thoughts around Lux Aeterna. I liked it. I like solo games like this. These are they're just a filler. I mean, you could literally play this anywhere. You can pull it out, set it up in about 5 minutes, read the rules, 5 minutes, tear down, 5 minutes. So this is a 5 game. Great for those cruises, great for the trips, or a stint in the hospital. Now, I have to tell you, I did not play any games in the hospital. Let's just say it wasn't a 3-hour tour. You could play the Gilligan's theme behind me, and I will tell you a tale, and maybe I will, but not in this video because it's all around Lux Aeterna. So let's start with the theme. Thematically, this game sets it up very nicely with just that little bit of narrative saying, help, I'm being pulled into a black hole, my systems are failing, mayday, mayday. There you go, we've set up the narrative. The rules and the mechanics. So the theme is good. Space, they've set it up. Narrative, space, destruction, I'm dying. It's no different than a few other games, but they brought a little slant to it that's just an interesting little slant. Makes it a good solitaire game. You can play this again and again and again and again. You're always going to remove 8 cards. You're never going to see all the different glitch cards. They're always going to come out on a different order. This is a totally kind of game that you could play again very, very quickly in a bar or whatever. It's not a 2-player game. The rules are well laid out, well written. I like them. The font is good. Lots of pictures. Lots of explanations. There's really nothing in this game that would stop somebody from playing it. Excellent. Now, we didn't do the score, so hang on a second. What am I thinking? I didn't win, so I don't get a score. But basically, if you were to win, and let's just say we did, you get 1 point for each system under repair. Still, okay, so really we have one system still under repair, but that would be if we ran out of cards. Technically, I didn't run out of cards. I had no way to reduce this when I pulled the last card, so technically we didn't win. I had 7 points for each operational system, so we had 21 points. add the points on the starting, that's 5, and so we would add about 26 points. Well, technically, did I run out of cards? No, I think I ran out of cards. So actually, I did win. I didn't lose, because I would run out of cards. So the two conditions are either run out of cards, which I would have done the next turn, but I couldn't have taken that. I would have drawn that last card. There's no more cards, and we wouldn't have slammed in there. So a little mistake there. I actually did win. Woohoo! I just ran myself out of cards. That is all. So thematically good, rules are good, mechanics, you saw how simple it is. Pick an event, pick it. Here, let's bring that up here. See if we can bring it over for you. There it is. There it is. Pick an event, pick an action, speed, cash. Now the trick is, can I keep this under 15 minutes when we play the next time? So they do, if you go to their app or website, apparently they have a little 15-minute soundtrack for it, which might be kind of cool. That's all I have to say. I like the game. I highly recommend it. I think it was $20 on Amazon. I recommend both of these games, Elf Knoll or Lux Aeterna. I like them. I like them a lot. Anyway, this is my first video. I'm going to go edit it now. Let's see if we can get it out today. Kind of fun. Thanks, everybody. We'll be talking to you later.